And despite the promises, the glowing promises of job development, and this will change the economy of the Bronx. Of course, history has shown that it certainly did nothing of the sort. But maybe most disturbing is the promise of women and minority-owned businesses to all benefit from a project like that, and it really was a mirage. It never happened. When we get together on this program, I leave the political questions and the political future questions for the end, but we're certainly suggesting it here at the beginning. At the same time, you credited Governor Cuomo, maybe intentionally or unintentionally wading into this issue between Governor Cuomo and the mayor. Just your thoughts about Mayor de Blasio at this point? I mean, certainly the rumors are out there that you're interested in running for mayor, potentially against it. What can Democrats do? Is that kind of boycott the kind of thing that can be effective in at least moving the needle or putting a stake in the ground and saying, we're here, you have to listen to us? Does this just look and smell bad, or are you concerned there could be real pay for play at the top of City Hall? Many people would disagree with that. They would say, you know what, the Bronx County Democratic Organization, every time there was a grassroots candidate, they challenged them, many times lawyered them literally off the ballot, and used in many cases some very heavy-handed tactics, certainly throughout the period of time you were the executive director over there. What would make you think that what your website says is true, that this is a beacon of democratic principles? People would start to look up and say, wait a minute, this is not progressive. This is old-style politics. This is how they did it in the old days when it was literally pay for play. What are your thoughts about PACs in general? Is this a concept that supports a fair electoral process? Senator Klein, there's been a pretty stiff debate in Albany about ethics reform. Why were you part of a group that sued the Moreland Commission to stop it from investigating private activities of legislators? Why not just let the commission do its work and see what it turns out? You are rightly proud of the many endorsements you have received from leadership in the Bronx, but does it come with a price tag? In other words, can you see yourself opposing, say, the Assembly Speaker, who you currently work for, on an issue? And if so, what issue would that be? Think about that, 50 to 80 absences. So if you have 5 days a week and you missed 50 classes, that means 10 weeks. That's 2.5 months you didn't go to school. Is the first step to preventing this all the way back when you buy a home in the first place and make sure it's a mortgage you can deal with? Are you finding that people who end up having problems with their homes was because, you know, they weren't realistic about it? It seems to me if you've got this addictive personality, whether you go through painkillers, whether it's marijuana or whatever else, it's that addictive personality that's the issue, much more so than the specifics of what chemical or drug that they're using. How do we address that? Can we address that? Do you think that those police officers acted in that way either out of fear, they legitimately thought that they were in danger at that particular time, or they looked at that situation and had some prejudice, and so their fear was heightened, or they simply were not trained well and did not use just good policing? What was it when you picked up that camera and you were like, wow, I like this? You know what I mean? What was it about that activity that made you say, wow, this is more than just something I'm learning in school? Why don't you give me a little introduction about Write With Me? Because not only did it involve the writing of the film, it involved the writing of music, actually, too. Do you see a noticeable improvement in other areas of a child's development and educational performance because they play music? That's exactly the point, that you can do better in math, you can do better in all aspects of school, I think, if you get to play music. Would you recommend to other schools or to other young people in 5th grade that they take up music? I will tell the viewers that we decided to use it for our set because it just captures so much, in my mind, of what the Bronx is about. Right on the homepage you say, this is for the non-sports fans. Explain to me why you would have a sports website for non-sports fans, and then what goes into your thinking to present that. Why would Mark Messier say, you know what, I'm not going to work for the New York Rangers, now I'm not going to be a professional hockey coach, but I want to do this? It's my anniversary of my television show, so I bought myself a present. Okay,
well,
are you
great.
ready? I can't believe I bought myself one of these. I can't believe you wore this for a living.